This is some noodles production.
Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? Captain Monk here. This is episode 18 in my series called Road to Gold. In this series, I take every primary weapon from level 1 to 31 until I unlock the gold camouflage. And once I get the gold camouflage, I get a gameplay with it, but on the road there, because this is Road to Gold, of course. I collect different clips with different attachments, proficiencies, and camouflages for your guys' viewing pleasure. In this episode, we're taking a look at the PP90M1 submachine gun. This is a very popular submachine gun, and because of this, it has earned itself several different nicknames. Let's get into a couple of them. The number one nickname is the dildo gun, because as you can see when the weapon reloads, it kind of has a dildo for a magazine. Another popular name for this weapon is the super soaker, because this weapon kind of resembles a water gun. But I'm not going to talk about that too much, guys. What I want to get right into is the weapon's weapon stats. Let's get right into it. So, first of all, the PP90M1 is unlocked at level 28. It is a fully automatic SMG dealing 42 to 17 damage. The rate of fire on the submachine gun is colossal at 1000 rounds per minute. The clip size, however, is average in this game, but put it into any other Call of Duty and it'd be considered above average, because in previous Call of Duties it was very common to find SMGs that only had a 20 round clip, so 36 would look pretty good in those games. But in this game, where you have guns like the P90 that has 50 round magazine and the MP7 which has 40, not quite 50 like the P90 but still very good and better than the PP90, 36 doesn't look all that great. But like I said, put this into any other Call of Duty and it would be fantastic. One of the PP90M1's major drawbacks is its reload speed. Its reload speed is 3.03 seconds, or 4 if you unload all your bullets in a magazine before reloading. That is very bad for the PP90 because this is a rusher's weapon of choice and needs to be reloading quickly if you're going to be continuing to rush, because with this weapon to be effective, you need to be right in their face. Let's get right into the range now. The range of this weapon is 15 meters to 19 meters. What this is going to mean for you guys is that you'll be getting 3 bullet kills up to 15 meters, and in between 15 to 19 meters you'll be dealing 4 to 5 bullet kills, and anything beyond 19 meters will be a 6 bullet kill. So staying close to your enemies is key to winning your gunfights with the PP90M1. Last but not least, the ADS speed for the PP90 is 0.2 seconds. Let's get right into the gameplay now, guys. As you guys can see from the class layout around the video, you can pretty much see what I was using. Now I'm going to take the next few minutes to explain why I was using these things. I'm not going to explain the weapon or the camouflage because those are quite self-explanatory, because this is the PP90 episode of Road to Gold where I get gold camo, so I'm not going to explain that. But I'm going to get right in depth with the suppressor attachment, my attachment of choice, and my proficiency, which is kick. First of all, the suppressor, the reason I used it is because if you look at the attachment options, the 3 viable or useful attachments in my opinion for the PP90 are rapid fire, extended mags, and silencer. You guys have your rights to disagree, but that is my opinion. The extended mag is not necessary for team deathmatch in my opinion, because in team deathmatch, well, let's face it, it's pretty slow paced considering everyone's hiding with assassin, so you really don't need extended mags. It's really not quite necessary. Rapid fire makes the weapon very hard to control, at least for me. You guys have your right to disagree, but that is just my opinion. And now leaves us with the suppressor, which helps reduce the muzzle flash and keeps you off the radar. If you're not familiar with muzzle flash is pretty much when you shoot an unsuppressed weapon, the fire and smoke that comes out of the tip of your gun where the bullets come out, which makes it very hard to see through your iron sights with sustained fire. So I went with the suppressor. It seemed like the obvious right choice for me, and that's why I went with it. The reason I was using the kick proficiency is because with the kick proficiency, I find this weapon basically is like a laser, and it's almost as good as the MP7 in that regard. Whereas without, I find it has very odd recoil and it kind of bounces all over the place, which I don't really like. So I find the kick proficiency makes a big difference. The proficiencies aren't really all that viable for the submachine guns. The only one that's really all that good is 2 attachments, and I really don't need it considering I don't need extended mags or rapid fire like I mentioned earlier. So kick is the obvious way to go for me. Like I said, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm just stating my opinion on the matter. My secondary in this gameplay was not a machine pistol, because those things are for goobers, and instead I was using the USP Akimbo. The reason for this is because with the USP, you can switch to it very quickly when you run out of ammo, and with this weapon's very slow reload time, it is very helpful to have a fast swapping secondary so that you can finish off a guy in case you run out of ammo. Now, my perks. The first perk I was using here was Scavenger. The reason for that is because, well, who wants to see a gameplay where I get, I don't know, a few kills with my gun and then run out of ammo because of this weapon's fast fire rate, and then get kills with other guns? That's not what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the PP90 in this episode, so that's what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to need Scavenger to do so because this weapon's high fire rate. Scavenger is also good because it allows you to have lots of ammo for your secondary, because with the USP, it has 12 rounds in a magazine, but you only get 3 magazines, so you only get one for each weapon and then 1 extra, so you're going to have 1 weapon without any ammo, which is kind of silly in my opinion, so Scavenger helps out in that regard as well. My second tier perk here was Quick Draw, because I was finding myself constantly losing gunfights because I wasn't able to aim on sight fast enough, even though the PP90 and the rest of the SMGs have very fast aim on sight speeds compared to the other weapon classes. So having Quick Draw helps out in that regard, and it also allows me to throw flashbangs and C4s much quicker. My last tier perk was Steady Aim. Now Steady Aim is fantastic because it benefits both my primary and my secondary weapon in large ways. It benefits the PP90 because I can hip fire more accurately, and the hip fire accuracy on this weapon is outstanding, and allows me to aim on sight faster after sprint, which is both good benefits. And then for the akimbo weapon, it benefits it because akimbo weapons, you have to hip fire them as is. So Steady Aim is a great all-around perk for this class. I highly recommend it. As for my equipment, I was using the C4 and the flashbangs. The reason I was using C4 is because I find that grenades are just not good anymore in Call of Duty, because people are starting to wisen up, and when they see that little grenade indicator, they run away from it. Whereas C4, there's no indicator, and that's something I'm going to talk about in a future commentary, is how I think they should balance C4 with grenades, because C4 is far superior to grenades. There's not enough people using C4. It is honestly amazing. I only started using it about 4 months ago, I think, and I already have more kills with it than I have had with all grenades in all Call of Duty. It's ridiculous. They're so much better than grenades. So I'm not gonna talk about that too much though. As for my kill streaks, I just wanted some standard assault kill streaks that kind of fit, I guess, that allowed me to use my gun as much as possible. Final score for this gameplay, guys, was 34-3. I had some better scores like 40-3, but they were like 8-minute gameplays where everyone was hiding, so I decided to go with this because I did not feel like commentating for 8-minute gameplays. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys learned something today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode next week of Road to Gold, where I'll be covering the Type 95. Peace.